Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Mech Merlin build stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Let's see, I'm seeing an Alan, a Thicky Jimmy, a Nation Invasion. Who else is over here? I see MJ Game 6, Eddie, Kawaii Voldemort, Ranger XML, and Bessa. Thanks, guys, for joining in. Thank you. So today was supposed to be another build actually, but I do have some things coming up much earlier than anticipated, so I figured I'd do something a little bit shorter. And by shorter, that means I need to do a hot swap build. Today we are building the KBD67 Lite from KBD fans. But before that, gotta show you guys what I'm drinking first. Here we go. My new favorite tea from the local grocery store. This is an oolong tea, a sweetened oolong tea from Taipei, Taiwan, actually, that I never thought I would find it in Seattle, Washington. But lo and behold, I found it last week. So here we go. Let's turn on some tunes really quick. Let's see. Let's do this one. See, Alan says, hasn't been to one of my streams because of school. Yeah, man. Don't worry about it. School is important. There we go. Hopefully that'll last me the entire stream. Oolong loose leaf tea recommendations. I buy a lot of my loose leaf tea in Taiwan, actually. But when I'm here, whenever I'm out of it, I tend to go for like 10 ren tea. But here we go, guys. This is the KBD fans KBD67 Lite. If you guys go on YouTube a lot, you'll see that I unboxed it just a few days ago. You can see my initial reactions there. But just as a TLDR, I thought it's great. I thought it's a good board, and I have great confidence that this will actually be a nicer board than my aluminum KBD67 Mark II. And as you may have noticed, this has no stabilizers. I've thrown them away. Instead, I'll be using Durock V2s here. Oh, here we go. This is it. This is it right here. Let's get to building it. Let's see, Eddie says GMK Lazurite thoughts. If you go to my interest check videos, I actually talked about it. There we go. I actually talked about it quite a fair bit. I don't exactly remember what I said, but I was a little put off by some of the color combinations. But overall, it is a good set. Here we go. First things first, let's take apart the board right here. Drinking from a mason jar, yep. Is that too thin? I think that's too thin. That's how you know it's a good drink, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's the first time that I ever had this particular brand was 2 years ago in Taiwan, and I liked it. I found it at a 7-Eleven there, and I was like, hey, not bad. Of course, it's much cheaper there than here. In Taiwan, I think I bought it for 25 NT. 25 NT is roughly, I'd say it's like 80 cents. Whereas over here, this thing right here cost $1.40. So not that much more expensive, but still. Oh, I'm clumsy today, oh my gosh. Alright, let's see. I am really hoping that this will be a much better board than the metal one, because I have not been happy with the KBD67 Mark II. So, yeah, we'll see. If I end up liking this, I'll probably sell that. Or vice versa, I guess. Or if I don't like either of them, I'll sell them both. Redeemed Hydrate, thank you so much. Is the original metal one gasket mount? No, it is not. It is top mount. Why is that not coming out? Alright, so one of the issues with hot swap is that to make sure that the hot swap socket doesn't pop out when you're putting switches in, the plate needs to be mated with the PCB using standoffs. And unfortunately with hot swap, that also adds rigidity, right? So, you know, I thought I liked something. I thought I was a fan of stiff plates, but for some reason the brass plate paired with the standoffs makes it too, way too stiff. So not a fan of that at all. There we go. Come out, come out. There it is. There we go. It's got this little foam piece here. So I was actually thinking about this morning. If you wanted to add more rigidity, because this is fairly flexy, you know, if you want to add more rigidity, you could probably take some epoxy and just fill in all of these. Might be something I try sometime in the future, but I'd like to see how it sounds first on its own. There we go. Yeah, so here. Let's put the case part away first. Donut says, wait, but for hot swap, can't you just switch out one switch at a time without needing standoffs? You can do that, but over time, because the only thing supporting the PCB is the switches, right? On a hot swap board, over time as you type on it, it will slowly but surely start to push the PCB away, you know, and eventually some parts will sag. Here we go. Some parts will sag more than some. And eventually, you know, if you're not careful, a hot swap socket could just pop off like that. So you gotta be careful. Like, I tried experimenting with it on a, let's see, which board was I trying it on? Oh yeah, I tried it on, this guy right here. This is a typical sandwich case, but the plate is integrated. So basically, the only thing holding the PCB to the plate is the switches. I used to have a DZ60 RGB on this, and you know, it was fine the first week, but by the time it got to the second week, some switches stopped registering, and it was because the switch was no longer completely in the hot swap socket, you know? So what's in this right now is an ANSI from Canon Keys. That's a soldered board. Don says, I took off my standoffs. Good luck. Good luck. I suppose if the back is like completely supported, you won't ever experience that issue, but here, look, not sure if you guys can see this all that well, but you can see right there that under the PCB there's about 1/2 inch of space, right? Like, I can't really see that on the KBD67 Lite, but I'd assume it's similar. Real Nice Dude says, why hello there, how's it going? It's going well. We are at the beginning of the KBD67 Lite build. So far going so well. Nick says he built his last night with alpacas and they sound so nice. That's good. Yeah, based on typing tests that I've heard so far, this already sounds better than the MK65. What if you put standoffs between the PCB and the bottom of the case? Then you effectively turn it into a tray mount of sorts, similar to what the MK65 is. See, did I get off all the screws? Nope, one more. Yeah, like honestly, if I can get my hands on a soldered PCB, I'll probably replace this eventually. But here, look. So this is the plate. This is the, I think this is a Polycarb plate right here. And then you've got the silicone dampener, which is the heaviest part of the keyboard. Then when you look at the PCB here, right, you'll see these standoffs. That's where they screw in. So yeah, it's time to put on some stabs. Canella is gifting 1 tier 1 sub, thank you! And congratulations to Thicky Jimmy. Is the dampener aftermarket? No, this came with the board. This is part of the $109 price tag, actually. So it's a really good deal. What's not part of the board are these stabs that I'm putting on. It originally came with your typical GMK/Cherry stabs, but Durock V2s, in my opinion, are the best stabs on the market right now. The dampener doubles out as the gaskets. Yeah, it's not quite like any other gasket board I've seen. Yeah, typically the plate itself is sandwiched between gaskets. Our Durock V1's a non-starter. Durock V1s are still better than GMK and Cherry, but the difference with the V2 is that the hook that hooks the wire in is a lot more pronounced, so it actually prevents the wire from popping out. And if you've ever had a wire pop out on you, you know that it's like a huge pain. Fuji 65 going on in a week or two. Yeah, that's a nice board, but I feel like it's like I just said this today actually, that in a world where gasket mount has become quite frequent, having a board that's only top mount is kinda a missed opportunity per se. Like, that's not to say though that gasket mount is 100% superior to like top mount, because for example, I've got a Jane V2. That sounds better than some gasket mounts that I've heard. Let's see, Real Nice Guy says, what is a gasket mount? A gasket mount is basically where the plate, this thing right here, is sandwiched in the case between gaskets. So there's no like if this were metal, there's no metal on metal friction. There's no metal on metal interaction and all that. see. Gen2 said, I don't understand why do some PCBs have south-placed LEDs? In the enthusiast segment, I've noticed that people don't care about RGBs as often, but what they care about is GMK keycaps, or cherry profile keycaps. So when you have north-facing, that's good for backlit keycaps, the row 3 profile cherry caps don't bottom out correctly. Real Nice Dude says, there's some plastic between the metal, correct. Oh, for the KBD67 PCB, you'll see these metal pads here. These are for the ESD protection, or it's for the grounding pads that they include. Since we're not using a metal plate, nor are we using a metal case, there's really no need to put them on. In fact, even if you have a metal case, from what I've seen, you probably shouldn't put them on. Just because I like to hang out on the KBD fans Discord, and I feel like ever since KBD fans started doing this, there have been more instances of ESD issues. Oh yeah, if you guys don't change out your stabs, you'll also notice that they don't put washers on. I think it's also because it's a non-metal case and a non-metal plate, and none of the stab screw holes interfere with any of the switches, so I think that's why they don't do washers. I'm just putting on washers because it doesn't hurt anything, you know, force of habit. Looks better too, in my opinion. Are washers important? They are important if stab holes like that share the same hole as a switch, and if you have like a metal case. That's when it's important. Because if any of those are true and you don't have washers, what could happen is that you have random actuations of switches, and when it's in a case, sometimes you short things. So you could press J, right? And then you'd get 6, Y, C, and spacebar all turning on at the same time. That's not something that you want. What do I think about the Durock V2 stabs? I think they are the current best stabs on the market. I prefer the transparent ones instead of the smoky ones. Just cause. And that is the reason why I have swapped out the generic cherry ones with Durock V2s. That is the whole reason why I am doing this, rather than just accepting what they sent. Keebio says, what do you think about the train of thought about Durock V1s, about being better in the sense that if a V2 popped out, you have no chance of putting the wire back in with the V1? You say without a rebuild. That's the thing. For me, I'm the kind of person who would rather go through with the rebuild rather than trying to like finagle it, you know? Like, I think I've I've compared it to, you know, you can fix the stab. Fixing the stab is like having heart surgery, right? Doing a rebuild is actually opening up someone's chest and doing like the heart surgery there. Doing the finagling where you're trying to like place it back in, even though it can work, is like doing heart surgery by going through someone's butt. You know, it could work. It might not work. It might work. So I would rather just do the rebuild. And I know that's not completely applicable to like everyone. It's applicable to me just because I'm very comfortable doing it and I have the right tools, but you know, that's what I do. Besides money and price, how do they compare with Zeals? I maintain that Durock V2s are the current best stabs on the market. Keebio says V1s aren't as good as Zeals. Yes, correct. I'd say if I had to rank them between the three of them, I'd say V1s are on the bottom, Zeals are in the middle, and V2s are the third, or I guess in first place. If I ever used a 40%, yes I have. I've used a Romeo and a minivan. Those are my experiences with owning a 40%. And honestly, it was a novelty. Like, I'd use it for like an hour and then I would get annoyed, then I'd switch back to something else, and yeah. It's a novelty. Not something I would ever completely use. Jessup says the specific advantage. I feel like you're like, do you already have Zeal stabs? But yeah, Whale has it correct. The wire doesn't pop out. That is the advantage. Well, maybe not 100% doesn't pop out, but less likely chance. All right, got the V2s all in. All right. Oh look, check out this silicone dampener. It's got like crevices, so it's like, yeah, it's got crevices for all of the stab positions, or for all of the stab wires. That's pretty cool. There we go. There we go. And Beth says, were you one of the luckiest whose Think 6.5 shipped? No, mine has not shipped. I've not received any word if it's shipping at all. Okay, so I'm not gonna screw in all of them because I just want to test my stabs first make sure that they're good. Then once I've made sure that they're good, then I'll screw the rest in. Alright, here we go. Let's put on my GATs. These are 205G0 Lubed GAT Yellows, some of my favorite switches ever. So whenever you guys are doing hot swap, make sure that you support the back, either by taking like your fingers and holding the hot swap socket while you push it in, or using a flat surface like what I'm doing here. Of course, there are some boards which don't allow you to do this, such as the MK65II. So in those cases, just cross your fingers and you'll be fine. Alright, I got all the switches that go into stab positions. Let's put some keycaps on. Why do so many people prefer soldered to hot swap? Preference mainly. Also because some people have layouts that are not supported by like any hot swap board. Also, hot swap sockets themselves are very finicky. So there's that aspect of it. There we go. That's good. Let's try backspace. And also there are some people who are just elitist, you know. People are like, oh yeah, soldered. I only use soldered because I'm a pro at using a soldering iron. Everyone who uses hot swap are just peasants. You know, there are people in the community who are indeed like that, unfortunately. Sounding pretty good so far. So get this. From what I've heard from people who have already built this board, if you tighten the screws too tightly, like the screws that hold the case together, some of the stabilizers fail to work. So we got to pay attention to that. Alright, everything seems to work right now. Alright, there we go. Whew. That's hard to just pull out there. Oh wow. I guess ePBT ABS is fairly tight. Let's see. See, Holly Notch said I just met some of them in Discord trying to figure out QMK. If you can't figure that out, why are you compiling in the first place? Well, I think what they mean is maybe you're just, you know, jumping, like you don't just run a marathon, right? You train to run a marathon. Like you could absolutely just be like, I'm gonna run a marathon tomorrow with zero training whatsoever, and you'd still do it, but you'd have a significantly harder time. Perhaps what they're meaning is, you know, try something else first. There we go. All right. Where'd my switch go? Oh well, I'll find it later. All right, put in all these switches. Shaft says, you don't just go in through the butthole. Yeah. What happens if you take the silicon dampener out of the KBD Lite? How would it affect the sound? Unfortunately, the silicon dampener is part of the actual build. Without it, you wouldn't be able to put it in the case. So how would it sound? It would sound like this. Yeah, I too thought about that, but, you know, unfortunately it's not something you can just take out. Huh, some of these pins are bent in a strange fashion. What are the differences between this and the regular KBD? The regular one is metal and it's got a brass plate, brass weight. It's much heavier. This one's fully made out of plastic. The case is ABS injection molded. The plate is Polycarb, but internally it's the same PCB. One thing that I do have to say is that the metal variant seems very stiff when you type on it. So one of my hopes with this build is that this will have a little bit more flex and give me a better typing experience. What is wire balancing? Okay, so sometimes stabs aren't straight. Like either they're a bit warped or the legs themselves are like split this way. So wire balancing is the method in which you make sure that they're all flat. Flat and straight, yeah. Because if not, if you don't wire balance, there are some instances where you can hear like a tick on your spacebar. Farhan Rob has subscribed. Thank you very much. What springs am I using in my GAT Yellows? These are the stock GAT Yellow springs. Got some GAT Yellow shipping right now. Gonna lube for the first time and put them in the GMMK TKL. Nice. Yeah, GAT Yellows, I think it's like, you can't go wrong with them. They're great. They sound good. Oh, this is the weird one. You can see it popping. Any preference for milky black or clear top for GAT Yellows? The ones I always get are the clear topped ones, just because I buy from Novelkeys. But if I had the option, I'd probably get the full milky ones. Huh, interesting. That felt weird when I put it in. Nope, that went in just fine, I guess. Just overthinking it. Have I tried Keycap Yellows? No, I have not. GAT Yellow equals best budget linear? Yeah, for sure. Yep, alright, I guess I'm just overthinking it. Sometimes when I put it in, it didn't feel quite right. It worked out very good. Lots of issues trying to put switches in this board, like a fourth of them had bent pins and didn't work. Oof. So it's just a one or two. Yeah, that happens. You can't ever completely escape it. You just gotta try, right? Sure. All right. CH9 says, hello Merlin, just built my KBD67 Lite with some milky cap switches. Nice. Oh look, this guy is bent. There we go. Much better. Alright, time to find those two switches that dropped earlier. Where'd they go? Aha, there's one. Let's see, Infinity Realm Gaming says, what board do I main? Right now, the board that I'm maining is the KBD67 Mark II, just so I can remember how it feels when I test this. But I generally have lots of boards, so I swap between them a lot. Aha, found that last switch that fell down. And of course it's bent. Let's fix it up. There we go. Woo. Alright, let's test it out. Let's test that the board that I didn't mess up any of the pins. Let's pull up Via really quick. Alright, so right now it's detecting my other KBD67, but when I plug this guy in, Via should also detect him. There we go. And yep, Via did detect him. There we go. Key tester mode. Let's do test matrix so I don't have to change key codes and whatnot. Nope, so far so good. It's the bottom row that worries me actually. Woo! There we go, we're good. All switches work. There we go, perfect. Real nice dude says, I'm curious if I even have hair under the wizard hat. Well now, that's only for my Patreon subscribers. See, what other boards do I have coming for myself? I have a Think 6.5 coming in. I've got a GMMK Pro. I've got a Keycap. I've got a there's that 75% from Novelkeys that's supposed to be coming in. All right. Yeah, I think in the future I might fill this up with epoxy, but we'll see. We'll see. I bought it box 75. No, I did not. It's the other 75 that they had. I forgot what it's called because I bought it last year. It was the 7V. It's a 7V. There we go. Okay, that USB port just doesn't want to line up. There we go, now it's lined up. Now it's lined up. Everything's good. Okay, as I said earlier, if you tighten the screws too much, I believe what happens is the stab doesn't return. So we're just gonna test out a few things here before we continue. Maybe Unique says, "Hello Merlin, how's it going?" It's going pretty good. What color of the 7B? I went for blue. It'll be my first blue board. Put on GMK Earth Tones. See, I don't even know what key set will be going on it. Oh, you're right, my Jane is blue. You're right, completely forgot. Am I building with all plate standoffs? Yes, I am. Just trying it out, see how it feels first, before I do any kind of destructive modification, you know? Is that JTK orange on black? Yeah, on the board on top, yep. JTK orange on black, one of the very first JTK sets. I'm not tightening it all the way, just to be sure. There we go. There it is. Let's see. Stabs all seem to go up and down just fine, but we'll see once I put on keycaps, right? Burrito says, do you know when you'll be reviewing Novelkeys board? The PCB literally arrived last evening and I picked it up this morning, so I don't know yet. But we'll probably aim to do it sometime this month. Alright, backspace works perfectly. That's good. Let's see, how about this one? Left shift. Left shift works great too. How about enter? That's good too. So far so good. Looks like I didn't tighten it too much. How long does it take me to lube? Well, lately I've been averaging about 20 to 30 an hour. Yeah, everything seems good. Cool. Okay, let's put on the rest of the caps. Let's put on the rest of the caps. By the way, this is ePBT ABS Blumen. I had originally planned to put this on my NK65 EE, but I haven't been too excited about that board, to be honest. Have I made a lube tutorial on YouTube? Yes, I have, and I hold the honor of having the worst lube tutorial in the entire community. And if you've seen that video, you know why. And I do not plan on updating it simply because it's just too good. Kawaii says, how to lube switches with olive oil. I wonder who'd be crazy enough to do that. What caps are these? Yeah, it looks like Godspeed, right? This is actually ePBT ABS Blumen. So I guess if I change the caps to like a yellow spacebar or like yellow accents, it could pass as Godspeed. It's funny that you mentioned Godspeed because I've got Godspeed coming in just a few days. Ranger says, something about that video rubs you the wrong way. Maybe you didn't put enough lube. How to make your switches taste good. Yeah. No, just on looks alone, I already prefer this over the metal board. You need scented lube? Alright, so I've been meaning to make this video that's, so you know, if you've bought one of the newer GMK sets, it comes with this biodegradable case of sorts. Apparently, like the paper itself is edible. So I was planning on frying some up. Frying some up. Maybe for the summer. GMK chips. How many switches are named after edible things? That's true, there's so many. There's like, the one that jumps to my mind is marshmallow. There's dragon fruit. There's, what else? What else is there? Cherry, there we go, cherry. Cherry MX. There's the hollow switches. Oh yeah, strawberry lemonade, there we go. Alpacas, oh my gosh! Like, sure, and alpaca is edible, but I don't think I've ever seen that, like, advertised as a meal. Bobas, there we go, that's one. Ink, squid is delicious. Oh man, that just reminds me, there's a local Italian joint near me, and they've got squid ink pasta. cream. Yeah, could definitely eat cream. Milky yellows. Alright, now I gotta find all of the other keys that would fit here. Pandas. Alan redeemed hydrate, thank you. Thank you very much. Technically anything is edible. Like, if you tried hard enough, you could possibly eat your keyboard. See, and Bessa says alpaca meat is lean. Is that from experience? And Bessa says yes. Oh wow. Did it taste good? Like, out of all the meats, like I mean, out of all the common meats like chicken, pork, beef, turkey, stuff like that, what is it most like? Is this ABS Epstein? This is ABS Blumen, which apparently is very similar to Godspeed. And Bessa says it's similar to beef. Interesting. Okay. Well, if I ever get the opportunity, I'm gonna have to try. Let's see. Those keycaps are nice. Yeah, I know. They are surprisingly nice. Keep in mind, this is a... what? This set is only 69 bucks. I picked it up over on Divinikey just the other day. This is actually the main reason. Like, after I saw this, I was like, oh, not bad. Should really start considering them. Also, in case you guys didn't know, Divinikey is actually my newest partner for this channel. They are located in California, and if you use discount code WIZARD, you can get 5% off any product you buy from them. One thing that I find is cool is that they seem to be a wholesaler for KBD fans. So you can buy a KBD67 PCB from them, you can buy KBD pads Mark II, and all that good stuff. Let's see. I just need to... there you go, there's that shift key I was looking for. Curious how you like them compared to HK Gaming. HK Gaming is PBT, and I generally don't like PBT. Let's see, I need an FN key to go there. I want an FN key. Let's see, does this set have an FN key? Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, now this side is the most difficult. Let's do... you missed a KBD67 Lite, but missed a group buy. You know, with a board as low cost as this and as good value as this, I fully suspect that they will have round 2s, round 3s, and possibly in stock in the near future. Also, as I mentioned earlier, Divinikey is now a partner of mine. They said that after the new year, they will be stocking some of these guys. So check them out if you're in the United States. Okay, enough talk. Let me get this last column down. Let's see, I want a home key at the very top there. shoot, that's not the right profile. Shoot. Oh, this already sounds so good. Yep, that is the wrong profile for end. Okay, where is an appropriate end key? Hold on. You missed the portico? Yeah. Here, let's just do... Well, let's just do novelties here. Let's just do novelties. It's easier that way. Let's see, at the very top, let's put in this guy. Yeah. There we go. Alright, let's make sure all the keys are pressed in properly. There we go, especially that's those stabilized keys. Right, there it is. There it is, guys. That is the KBD67 Lite with the Gateron yellows and ePBT ABS Blumen. Not Godspeed, though I guess it's very similar to Godspeed Columbia kit, I believe. I believe that's the name of it. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, just a quick sound test. I'm going to unplug my other board here. Yeah, it's definitely, I can feel that flex. This feels significantly more comfortable. Okay, yeah, it is as expected. There, let me turn off my tunes here. Before we do the official typing test, let's just do a quick comparison. Let's pause the music. There we go. So, you know, I will have to admit, not a apples to apples comparison. Brass plate, metal board, different key sets, yada yada yada. Alright, so not an apples to apples comparison. But it's still the same material, ABS and ABS, cherry profile. Except for this guy. This guy is a PBT spacebar. Oh, you know what? I bet if I took that and I put that here, then I'd get Godspeed. Right? Alright, here. So just a quick comparison between the stabilized keys. Oh, that sounds so good. It's that brass plate, I tell you. It's that brass plate. It's so much stiffer when I'm pressing on it too. Holy crap. Okay. And yeah, spacebar is going to be different. Oh god. Garbage. Garbage. Okay. $109, guys. Holy crap. Yeah, there is a gentleman on the KBD Fans Discord by the name of Jinra. He runs a website named Jinra's Workshop, in which he 3D prints plates for this guy right here. I have long since considered buying a plate from him, but then I knew that this guy was coming in, and I was like, if I get to the point where I've already decided that this is better than that, there's no point trying to mod this anymore, you know, I just want to get rid of this, right? So yeah, if I had to pick between these two, this guy for sure. Maybe Unique says the only downside of the KBD67 for me is the weight. Yeah, I can see that. If you like heavier boards, then sure, this would be, it would definitely be the board for you. See that? It's even got a brass weight right there. But dang, yeah, this is, ooh, I like it. Okay. All right. Let's do a typing test, shall we? Let us do a typing test. Mick Muffin says, canceled my KBD67 Mark II order for the Lite. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. That is a good, you know what, this guy can go away. He is not worthy to be on my desk. Oh, look at all these fancy lights. Can you guys see that lighting? Here, let me turn off my lighting. There we go. You know, actually, I think what would be cool is if I changed... Let me change the lighting a little bit. What layer is my RGB stuff on? There we go, okay. Let me just swap things around really quick. And then... Okay, so it's FN and Q. Oh, that turns it off, I guess. There we go. Rainbow. Rainbow. There you go. That looks nice and neat. Alright, let's turn the lights back on. Zin says, do you buy things from Divinikey? I do. In fact, I bought this from Divinikey. And Divinikey is my newest partner for the channel. Yeah, they are pretty awesome so far. Like, shipping was fast. Product selection was great. You know, all that good stuff. So here, let me just pull up a typing test. There we go. Is Godspeed on this? Yes, Godspeed is on this. Let's do that. There we go. Even though it's not really Godspeed, it just looks like Godspeed. It's Blumen. Once I get Godspeed, I'll like compare the colors. Did I install the bump-ons? No, I did not actually. I've heard that it introduces just a slight degree of flex, but no, I am happy with the board as it is. All right, let's try this. Let me move my mic a little bit closer. It's now aiming at the board rather than at my mount. Alright, here goes. Let's see, since these are Gateron yellows, I'm expecting to type 110 words per minute. .32, but my accuracy is really low. Let's see. Let's try that again. But yeah, this sounds really good. This sounds, I'd say, just as good as my Series 60 actually. There. Typing test number 2. There we go. There we go. Gentoo says, what do I think about alternative modern layouts like Colmac, Workman, and Norman? I have not had any experience with any of those, so I have no opinions at this point. How is this compared to the NK65? I already like this better than the NK65, to be honest. Like here, get this. I prefer the NK65 aluminum over the KBD67 aluminum, and I prefer this over the NK65 EE. If I had to compare this with the NK65 aluminum, based on sound alone, I'd pick this guy. This just sounds so good. Yeah. Does PC typically sound this muted? Sounds great. I don't have any other mods on this other than well-lubed stabs and 205G0 lubed Gateron yellows, so yeah, I guess it sounds pretty good. Did I mod the stabs? Yeah, they're just lubed with 205G0, and I'm using Durock V2s. How is the flex for me? I like it. I like it a lot. Like this, even though I like stiffer plates, this was way too stiff for me. Way too stiff. So yeah, I think I might do some kind of a review comparison of sorts. Compare this and that, put it on YouTube, and then sell this garbage. You didn't put on the feet right. Yeah, I didn't. You didn't put the feet on right. Does the board slip around super easily for you? I guess if I push it, so like, whoa! See, this one has feet. Does it? Yeah, there's definitely more traction, I guess. Not like this. Plate foam is not optional. Well, it's not really plate foam, it's a silicon gasket mount. Or it's like a silicon gasket thing. So another board that has it is the SCOG Reboot. But that one, the silicon gasket is like optional. Right, yeah, I am very happy with this board, guys. I am really, really happy. Let's say, someone mentioned earlier about the MK65. Let me pull that out really quick. Well, I pulled it out, but I can't really do a test because it's currently, you know, keycapless, except for a few keys right there. But yeah, originally I was going to put the Blumen on the Blumen. You know, Blumen on Blumen, but I think it looks much better here. And I'm probably going to keep it on that. Let's see. Yeah, I am very happy with this board, guys. Man, like I feel this is better than the NK65EE. So now this makes me even more curious about the Portico. If I can get my hands on a Portico, I'd like to put this up against it. But yeah, if you guys are curious about buying this board, I think it's a very good deal. Currently it's out of stock, but it should have a round 2 relatively soon. But check out that price, $109. You can choose between the white variant, like what I've got, or you can do what's presented here. This is the see-through smoky. You know? Yeah, I'm very pleased. Maybe Unique says, I'm going to put GMK white on black on my transparent when it arrives. Nice. Oh yeah, that too. Also going on Divinikey. After the New Year, and by New Year that's what? Chinese New Year? Yeah. Yep, that's my board right there. The one with the white case. Keycap says, I kind of want to stuff some foam in the case. You can, but what I want to try next actually is to take some epoxy and then just fill out the bottom actually. I'm very curious. That should help with some of the flex that I'm seeing. See that? It's definitely flexier than my Sirius or any of my other boards, to be honest. Mixer says, is that a Fender Strat in the background? Yes, it is. Zen says, Portico or KBD67 Lite based on what you know. Since I've never actually typed on a Portico, I can't comment for sure, but based on the Portico specs, based on its specs on paper, the Portico should be the better board. Should be, but we will see. Like, this one already sounds pretty good. Like, I think that the only person that's had a Portico build was Alex Sotos. So I think Alex Sotos is affiliated with TKC. Yeah, I think he got... I think he did a build like a few weeks ago. So yeah. But yeah, I am very pleased with this board. I know I've said that a lot already, but this was a very pleasant surprise. $109 and you can get a quality board. Zin says Portico is also going on Divinikey. Oh really? If that is the case, I will have to pick one up and compare it against this. the prototype had broken LEDs. Well, that's not to be like, that's not surprising. Like, a prototype is a prototype. Only waiting game now is for the Vega. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for my Vega as well. Why do all Chinese keyboards use weird fonts for engraving? Okay, so I made this point a long time ago. Like, okay, so if you're from Asia and your alphabet system or like, so, and your writing system does not consist of alphabet or Roman numerals and stuff, your concept of what looks good and what looks bad may be different compared to someone who grew up with the Roman numerals and like all of that, right? Which is why whenever you have a key set manufactured in Asia, some of the legends are a little bit off. Like, I can see it here already. Shift, space, T. You know? Stuff like that. Whereas if you were to take a Chinese set of sorts and have it manufactured in the West, you would encounter the same issues. In fact, we saw some of that with the, I believe it was GMK Shansui. And Bessa says, will you try to join Iron 165 R2? You bet. You bet. That is like my favorite 65%. What's the typing angle of this guy right here? Don't know off the top of my head. So let me look at the website. Typing angle is... It feels like it's 5 to 6 degrees. Somewhere around there, but... Let me... I can't seem to find that information. But I would bet it's... Oh, actually, you know what? This is an actual... This looks exactly the same as the metal one. Let me look at the specs for that. That will probably tell me. Okay. Six degrees. There we go. 6 degrees. Yep. 6 degrees. Here, I grabbed this from the KBD67 Mark II, since it should be the same identical case. There we go. Alright, well, it is 2:59, and I did say that I have a appointment, which is why I did not go for the longer build this time around. So let me end this stream by doing one more typing test. And while I'm doing that, let me actually see who I can raid next. Who can I raid today? Who can I send all of you guys to? Silk Sev says, I'm so late. Don't worry, man. I will have the VOD on Twitch, and I guess a edited VOD on YouTube in just a matter of days. But here we go. We'll do one last typing test, and looks like we are going to raid... Who should we raid today? But here we go. We'll do one last typing test. Let's raid... Let's see, who's on today? Stray Chroma, Apiary, Epsilon. Let's see, who else? Let's raid Stray Chroma in a bit. Let's do that. Okay, one last typing test. One last typing test for the road. Here goes. There we go. 138. Accuracy of 95%. Woohoo! Yeah, I know, it sounds really good. I'm pleasantly surprised that a $109 board can sound so good. Yeah, I know, it sounds really good. Anyway, guys, we'll be rating straight chroma in just a bit, so sit tight. There we go. Thanks, guys, for joining in. My next stream is tomorrow evening, in which I'll be talking about all the group buys starting and ending for the upcoming week. So if that is the kind of information that you like, tune in tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. PST, right here at twitch.tv/MechMerlin. Alright, guys, I will catch you when I catch you. Sit tight as we raid straight chroma.